Hello and welcome, dear sweet goddess, to this week's Twin Flame Tuesday here at Empowerment Experiences. My name is Rochelle Richard. If you are new here, we look for and find our power all along this, which is each our own self-love empowerment journey. And for those out there who are on a twin flame journey, you will very, very quickly come to know that a twin flame journey is with absolute certainty a self-love empowerment journey on steroids, perhaps, I like to say. Because if your twin flame is your mirror, your counterpart, you in another vessel, then of course, dear goddess, your twin flame is you. Welcome to Twin Flame Tuesday. With so much changing and rearranging underway, I know in my own life, and I imagine for you as well, dear goddess, there's a lot of karmic cycles being broken, being asked to be broken, and thereby being broken, because even though we're asked to break them, you kind of don't have a choice. I mean, you do, but you don't, because it's going to keep getting more and more intense. It's going to keep getting more and more excruciating for you to be in these cycles that are out of alignment with who you are. And that includes holding on to this attachment to your divine masculine, to that whom you have allowed yourself to become attached to the label of he who is or she, of that which is your twin flame, period. Twin flame, period. It is about detaching in all ways, because the ego is of attachment. Soul is connection. And we are stepping more and more and more, of course, into this space of connection, of tuning our connection with ourselves, with each other, even, yes, with our divine masculines, even those within the collective who are processing through anger and pain and resentment and frustration with your counterparts because of where you are in this journey, where they are. That's okay. That's healthy. That's normal. Well, as long as you're expressing it in healthy ways, it's healthy. Every emotion that you feel is healthy. It's what you do with it that is that next phase. That's what really truly makes the difference on what you're putting out into the ether, shall we say. If you can find ways to express that anger in healthy outlets, through healthy outlets, then you are then having that control over yourself. Same with allowing for your emotions to be expressed when they come to the surface, when they ask to be expressed. Okay. I know as empaths, and all twin flames are empaths, I know as empaths, being that person, right? You watch a show, a video, you can watch something that it may not even be sappy or sad or touchy-feely, but yet, you start crying, and don't let it be sappy and sad and touchy-feely. Just make sure there's a box of tissue. I am that person where if I know there's bound to be, crying parts, and I'm fully loaded with a box of tissue, you better believe it, right? But that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be allowing for the expression of these emotions, because through these emotions, this feeling that we get from having these emotions, these feelings, that's what helps us to navigate our experience, especially where we are now. This is why it's so important to allow for these emotions to be expressed, so you can actually feel into them and embrace them for the blessings that they are. Even and especially the anger and frustration with your counterpart. And the anger and frustration, especially then with yourself, right? The wanting to reach out to him, the wanting to say something to him, yet every time you can really truly see either the pattern where it gets you a result you don't want, or you already recognize that pattern, and so what more can you say? There's nothing to be said. It really is that time to detach and tune your attention, tune your focus, your energy inward, focus inward on the emotions that you're processing through during this time, and any time that you're processing through things. I know for me with this move, there's a lot of weird, a lot of discombobulating sensations, that unknown space, right? It's really stirred some shit up, but I don't know what all that shit is, shall we say, because it's just the change itself, right? It's just the unknown, the unfamiliar. And so it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel unfamiliar and unknown because it is. And so this is why we are being asked again to focus inward on how things feel, how our thoughts feel, what our emotions feel like, what sensations they create within the body, and to really begin tuning this tuner, right? Honing your gifts, because these are the very tools that you need to navigate moving forward in this unknown space, especially this unknown with your twin flame connection, with your whole of all that which is your self-love empowerment journey, right? This unknown adventure, this new adventure. Well, in order to know which turn to take, which move to make, which step to take, you've got to really be anchored into your knowing, to really truly enjoy the journey, goddess. You've got to be able to trust that the decisions that you're making, that you are sound in those decisions, that you make the decision and you don't second guess it. Because that's one of the biggest things that undermines your manifestations and undermines the enjoyment of your experience as a whole. So, with that, yes, feeling as we're continuing moving forward, because through feeling, that's how you bring yourself into balance. And that's where we are, right? You're in this unknown space, and so you're needing to get your balance with wherever you are in this unknown space. You've got to get your bearings, and that means to get your balance back, to recalibrate yourself. And how do we do that? By tuning inward, tapping in with how we feel, what we're experiencing within ourselves, so that we can be taking the proper steps in order to be empowering ourselves along the path of that which is, well, our greatest joy, our highest purpose. Because we're following the path that feels good. We're following the path of our soul. Because so often what is out of balance, how you're out of balance, is the negative. Right? We're focusing on the fear things, oh my God, this might go wrong, that might go wrong. And so we end up amplifying this negativity, amplifying the fear. And in turn, we then begin to attract that. This is why getting this balance inside yourself and feeling what your frequency is within yourself is so vital in this unknown space. Because, dear sweet goddess, wherever you are, I promise you, you are brave enough for this. You have got this shit. You are more than powerful to overcome, transmute, transcend anything and everything, all challenges that come your way. You've got this, goddess. I'm sure of it. So, love yourself in this time. That is bringing the balance back to you, back to within you, in your life, being able to balance yourself back out anytime. Be like the punching bag with the weight at the bottom, right? Just that little looks like an old-fashioned dildo, quite honestly, right? The blow up thing, right? Where you punch it and it just comes right back, right? It comes right back into balance, back to center. And that's where you're being asked to get to, is to be able to come right back to center, to recalibrate, to balance yourself at that, no matter what comes your way outside of you. Because the only place and space that you have power is within you. And that's why the self-love, that's what this card represents, is the self-love. Because you are your first true love. Because only you could ever know you. Nobody else could truly ever fully know you. And therefore, well, of course, it is so vital that you get to know you then. And you love all of you, because you're the only one who could ever possibly know all of you. And that means too then, to be able to, that all that you know about yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever it is, Goddess, that you're able to bring yourself back into balance. Release the guilt, the shame, the blame, the resentment, all these things. Again, allowing for these emotions to be processed through and out of you, so that you can have an easier time of coming back into balance. That is what that self-love is. And that's this Twin Flame Tuesday is for that self-love. Because in order to have any effect in the way that I'm sure you do for your divine masculine, instead of being angry and resentful and regretful about and toward him or you, especially towards yourself, that rather you're recognizing that this is exactly why I've called this a healing Twin Flames journey, because you must be focusing on healing yourself. And that is what this process is. This is you healing yourself by learning how to tune your inner vibration, to bring yourself back into balance. And then when, oh Goddess, when, not if, when he comes back, because he does, and it never fails. He comes back when you're finally at that point of, I'm letting go, I'm done. Oh my gosh, I finally feel like I can detach and move on. I'm excited about my life. I'm ready. I'm done. Oh, yay. And then boom, here he comes, because he feels that. The test for you in that, the greatest test in that for you, is how are you going to respond, not react. Rather, what is your response going to be? Are you going to allow for that knockover to keep you over, or are you going to bounce right back and be like, dude, what is up? Knock it off. Just, I can see right off the bat, I can feel inside me that you're still in the same place that you've been. And you've come back to help me to grow stronger, and in turn, yes, of course, for me to help you grow stronger, because every time I grow stronger and I start to respect my boundaries and I start to honor my space and my emotions and me, that is me helping you to grow too. Every time I start to say, no more, nope, you got to do it. You got to reclaim your power. You have to heal yourself just like I am, because I cannot heal you. I cannot do it for you. Just like the little bobble thing bounces back on its own. It bounces back on its own. Wow. Oof. Well, there's a mouthful right here we just got. Let's, that sums it up. I certainly can tell. Here we go. Well, so right now, that time of sanctuary, I know for me, I'm about to be going into this sanctuary time as I am adapting to my new place, my new space. There's some alterations that I've got to make in order to immediately allow for it to feel like I need it to feel to be home, like painting and such. And so that is why, while you're receiving this video, while this video is being published, I am in my new house and I'm getting settled, right? But I'm not really super active, most likely online, and I haven't been for a moment, because right now, as necessary, as required, in fact, as it is necessary, right? It is because it is required for you to disconnect, to detach from your environment as much as possible, from other people, from other energies around you, so that you can be better tuning yours, so that you can be better discerning of when you are out and about, what is yours and what isn't yours. Grab a sip. Cheers. I am super excited to get back to recording Chai Time with Rochelle once I get settled in my new place. Oh my goodness, that was a trip with the temporary block going live. I've definitely did not expect that on my Healing Twin Flames Instagram account. However, it happened, and at first, right, it knocked me over. But I recovered pretty quickly when I went, well, look at everything going on, Rochelle. You have so much to do that right now it's okay. You've done 4 episodes, which go check out the playlist, Chai Time with Rochelle. There's more to come, I assure you. That right now, though, this is what's needed. And it doesn't matter that, oh yeah, it's kind of in the middle of my show that I started. But just like life, sometimes we have to put some things on pause for just a moment, just temporary. That's okay. And so this is where we are, is, needing to put things on pause so you can be really, truly focusing within and on your energy. What is yours and what isn't, and being able to, again, bounce back a lot quicker than what you ever have before. So this sanctuary time is necessary. Being intentional about everything. That is this new space. That is what it is to be tuning your vibration, is because you are then going to be intentional about the vibration that you are emitting. You're going to begin to be more and more intentional about the emotions that you are experiencing in your experience, because you are learning very quickly that you get to choose how you view your experience, whatever facet of your experience that you are having. It is up to you to change your programming within yourself, your conscious, your subconscious programming within you, so that you are more, shall we say, definitely optimistic about life, right? That you've raised your vibration. You're again being intentional about what you're thinking about, what you're focusing on, what you're believing. And so that means that you're able to bounce back so much quicker, which means, hello, you're able to stay aligned with receiving this abundance. It's going to stop being so elusive, where it comes a little bit and then it goes, and it comes and then it goes, right? It's going to be a lot more consistent, because you are going to be able to be more consistent, right? As within, so without. So if you're able to be more consistently balanced and keep yourself at a more even keel, when, yeah, it's okay to process and purge and to transmute these shadows within ourselves, and to go through the dark nights of the soul that we must go through as we must experience these ego deaths, right? So that we can detach from things that are really, truly not who we are. Right? So we do this work. That's okay. It's that baseline as you maintain, how you recover, as you are processing through that, what has been your baseline, right? So you're going to have a higher baseline of a frequency, even when you're processing through these shadow spaces. And that means, again, this prosperity is still going to be continuing to grow moving forward, because of being able to bring, because of this growth that you have experienced, that you have allowed and thus and cultivated for yourself all this time. Yeah. Yes. So there we go. I just had a weird little moment there. I'm just like, oof. Like I said, it comes and goes a lot especially when I'm outside of in this space. Like, this is a sacred space for me, of course. I love this space. I can be in my zone, in my alignment, and just allow for it to flow. Trust and surrender and be the receiver and the, of course, messenger here. And then sometimes, yeah, it's just that undercurrent of ooh, disruption. This is going on. And so during this time, as we are practicing keeping our balance through all this changing and rearranging in our lives, as we have stepped into this unknown, this new beginnings space, right? We're getting our bearings straight, and we're just kind of catching our breath and acknowledging for ourselves all the growth that we have achieved as well. And that's why more prosperity. And now I know in this deck there is also an abundance card. For me, I do definitely, I am always led to acknowledge that prosperity is under the umbrella of abundance. And so perhaps for you, prosperous can also mean, because I know for me it does, right? Prosperous can also be representative of, the home that you live in, the car that you drive, how you feel about it. Do you feel wealthy? Meaning, do you feel worthy? Right? Do you feel abundant in whatever it is that you are creating for your reality here? Because again, when we are in the having it rather than wanting it, then we attract it, right? So it doesn't matter if you drive a car that you got to take into the shop every other week, you got to air up the tires every other week or something, or like you need shocks and struts, and so it's a little bit of a rough ride. You feel every bump because you're just not quite there yet. That's okay. You can still be in that space of feeling prosperous, of feeling abundant in terms of financial. You have a car, or you have a roof over your head. You have food in your belly. These are ways that we really truly cultivate that already having energy. And that's part of the bringing the balance within yourself, the lack versus abundance, this is where we are, where it's time for balancing things. Oof. Oh, wow. I'm not sure. I think, yes, I see part of that was able to be seen on the video. Look, it's exactly what I'm saying. Align your life, balancing. That's where we are. We're getting things in balance in this new place. And it's really, again, it's like I see the teetering, right? And you're holding on to a couple extra things that are trying to pull you back over the edge that you've just climbed up to this next level onto, right? Trying to pull you back off of this. So you're really having to, again, see what you need to let go of in order to bring your life into balance, to bring yourself into balance right now. That is definitely where your power is at this time. And boom, shakalaka, both of them. Well, look, you are being supported at this time as you are going through this balancing act that you're in. You can be assured that no matter how weird and wonky and discombobulating you may feel, you are being held, you are being supported, you are being guided. That is why you're going to be experiencing, quite a lot more signs and synchronicities, and it's up to you to allow yourself to receive them, to allow yourself to receive the messages that they are bringing to you, right? To trust that feeling that you're feeling. That's what this entire message for the Divine Feminine is about today, is trusting what you feel. And so in order to really truly be able and be confident in doing that, is you must be cultivating that. That's why, again, to be allowing for these emotions to be expressed, allowing for the experience to be translated by the ego in the way that it's having the experience, so that you may tune how you're feeling about this, and then be able to bring yourself into balance within, and be able to know what's the ego, what's your intuition, and to walk confidently and with stability and in balance, moving forward in alignment with what it is that you are desiring to be creating and experience in your life for yourself, for even the ultimate outcome, or what you desire to be experiencing with your divine masculine. Especially moving forward with how he keeps coming back in, and he's still in his own little chaos, right? You've been growing so much. You've been over here intentionally healing, intentionally doing this work, intentionally loving yourself. And that's why it's so important that you be now really honing your tuner, so that you are able again to bounce back so much more quickly than ever before, especially when he comes back in. Okay. And speaking of that which I know in my life I call he, the divine masculine, I always nowadays for sure insist on prefacing. I was led when I got this deck for my birthday last year, almost a year ago now, that this is a lot of the divine masculine energies in terms of when I'm doing the full readings here. Obviously, that's not what this deck is specific to. However, in this capacity, it's what I'm led for. And it is also that it is the divine masculine energies, be they the energies within you, the energies of the collective, and perhaps, yes, the energies within your physical divine masculine. However, if your physical divine masculine is in his wounded masculine, then sweetheart, he is not in his divine masculine. He is in his wounded. And therefore these messages most likely would not be specifically from him, because he's in his own chaos. So how could he offer clarity when he has none? Okay. With that, let's see what these divine masculine messages or energies are about right now. And right off the bat, well, happiness. It is about cultivating that happiness. It is about allowing yourself to be happy, right? Because, and this is why we're allowing the expression of these emotions, so you can begin to really see how it feels when you're happy. Right? And then you can begin to recognize when your divine masculine is coming back, and maybe he's not happy. He's in his chaos, and he's wanting you to save him because he's not yet willing to save himself. He has to be the one to do it for himself, just like you have. So right now, the divine masculine, and I know it's the energies within each of us, the collective, it is the all that is the divine masculine energy, is just so happy for how much growth you have achieved, goddess. Really, truly. You are healing not just the divine feminine, but the divine masculine as well, and that is acknowledged. Know this. No good deed goes unpunished. It's silly that even comes up, because it's what it actually represents is not what it says. However, it is. For every action, there's an equal and or opposite reaction. There is an equal reaction of some kind, right? I say and or because there's, you copy something, copy and paste, it's going to be the same reaction, right? Anyway, that said, happiness. Anything else that we have here? Ooh, there we go. Ooh. All right. Okay. Well, and flexibility at this time. Flexibility during this time of renewal, right? That's why the need for the the sanctuary, because this is a process of renewal. You are adapting to this new space where you are. That's why, again, why it feels weird, and why you must be flexible, why you must be willing to surrender more to the flow, right? Why you have to allow for things to unfold. And allow for yourself to trust what you feel. Stop second guessing yourself. Goddess is very much something what throws you off balance, because it's time to get in the flow. It's time to flow. That is what is needed for this transmutation. This new space, this phoenix rising from the ashes is you. Is the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the twin flames in union, rising from the ashes of countless ego deaths, dark nights of the soul. It is time. And the divine masculine within all of us, the collective, is learning to flow a little bit more. He really doesn't have much choice, does he? Right? And I keep hearing for myself, even as I'm recording this video, the beginning of what will for all of us be last week when this video publishes. It was Monday, and I was backing out of the drive, and there was a rabbit, that the rabbit that I've come to love so much, that frequents my backyard, and I've come to love the nature here in this place where I am, and it has been so soothing to have that nature. I'm a girl from the sticks of Kansas. That's why all the trees, why you hear what you hear, the creek. It was always my escape. And while, yeah, of course, it was cool. The bunny, he's been around, hopped, like I said, across the street into my front yard, and was going to obviously make his way to the backyard. And then I was making my way to pick up an almost 5-year-old little boy that I watch every week. I've mentioned that. And later that night, this little boy gifts me a small stuffed rabbit. And I'm like he insists that I take it. And I say, okay. Well, then on my way home, I'm coming up with, the cool little story of, okay, first, where is this little, what's his name? Where is he going to live? What's it going to be like? And the name comes Cruiser. He's riding in my car, Cruiser, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. I can dig. I love that. Love that name, Cruiser. Let's roll. And then, he's riding in my car. And so why would a rabbit want to ride in my car? Aren't rabbits fast? Well, then again, not always. They're fast if they want to be and if they need to be. But it's not always necessary to be fast. And I've had that privilege of being able to watch the rabbits just be so grounded and so here in the moment, just chill. Yeah, they're tuned, they're aware, but they're not running fast. They're being. And what hit me was the rabbit is even sending the message right now that it's done running. It's done running. It's done running from itself. It's done, feeling like it needs to run. It's done trying to be in a hurry all the time. It's ready to just let go and let the universe do the driving for a little while. That, because here's the kicker, goddess. When I woke up this morning, it took a moment. I don't usually dream. And when I say this morning, I mean it would be Tuesday morning of last week when this is published, that I was I realized it took a moment because I don't usually dream. I mean, I don't remember the last time I had a dream. And so it took a moment and I went, oh my goodness, I was having a dream. Oh, the rabbit. And so in the dream, so here's this message from the rabbit, and in my dream, another layer of it, of, you know, this rabbit feeling confined in, for some reason, I'm in a, you know, a multi-story building, apartment, I guess. And while it's nice and beautiful and homey, and there's so much love within those walls, the rabbit would jump off the bed and run down the hall and try to make a break out out and onto the balcony so he could jump to freedom without realizing that the jump would have killed him, right? All he could think about was what he wanted and wasn't allowing for itself to acknowledge that that was not how it was going to have that freedom that it wants, right? That there's another way. And so all of these things are tied together, and that rather what it is that rabbit was, the message again in my dream is that the rabbit is needing to learn to accept that where it is right now is where it's supposed to be, and that if it allows itself to see the beautiful things around it, it will find this balance within itself, the balance within its own life, that wow, even though I would love to have that where I am right now, I'm so loved. I have everything I could actually need. My life is truly abundant. Why do I need that? Why do I feel like I'm willing to sacrifice all of this and even my life for that, when all it is that just not right now? And that's really so much the message right now, is to be focusing on bringing yourself into balance, because whatever it is you've been asking for, it's just not, it's not there yet, right? It's not aligned. Things are they're not ready yet. Be that within you, be that with something to do with a component of the manifestation that is far beyond your control, right? So this is why right now it is about that balance within yourself. It is about surrendering and letting the universe drive for a while you just ride in the fucking car, okay? You just stay in the apartment for a minute, enjoy the luxuries that life is giving you, that the prosperity that the universe has around you. So it's a little early this week, but start counting those blessings, goddess, because here comes Thankful to Thrive Thursday this week, right? And we'll be reminded of that very much. But that's where we are right now, is to, yes, the universe knows what you want, but the more you want it, the more you are sacrificing yourself for it. And that's also the message of the rabbit. You've got to stop. You've got to be, again, coming back into yourself, start taking care of yourself more, start really, truly loving yourself more and allowing yourself to be where you are. Trust that you are being supported, you are being helped, and that right now there's nothing else that you need to be doing except honing within, focusing on you. Oh my goodness, this has just been wow. And I am feeling, even though we're a little bit longer today, I do my best. I really do. I would love to record, 30-minute videos. However, a lot of times it just works out this way. 7, 8, 9. Let's, 7, 8, 9. And 31. Intriguing. Let's see what we have there. 7, 8, 9, and 31. 7, 8, 9 is limit or eliminate association with those who are toxic. Oh my goodness. Balance, right? You're still holding on to relationships and places, people, places, and things that are toxic to you. And it may not even seem so obviously. However, it may even be that it's toxic to the vision that you desire, that it's someone or something that is a complete contradiction to what it is that you desire, which means it's out of alignment with what it is that you're desiring. Chapters and timelines are closing to bring out the new, thus this transmutation, right? The growth, healing, exactly. Express your true soul self and attract your true soul tribe. You're on the verge of breaking through. Hello again, this transmutation, right? Trust that all is going to divine plan in your life, because it is. Because it is. 31. Ooh, a different way of doing things, right? And that's where we're stepping into, right? We're no more, we're doing less and less of the rational thinking, where, well, but that's what I was taught, and well, that's what most everybody else does. That's what you're supposed to do. I mean, it doesn't really seem to work, but exactly. We're here to be the change. And so that means we're here to do things different. And that means live more intentionally, live vibrationally, doing things different. Learn to both give and receive, right? That's that flow. That's what this comes back to, is in that flow. Divinely guided and protected, right there, right? You're being supported. Follow your divine path. That's where we are today with this message. Oh, dear sweet goddess, I'm super excited to hear Thankful to Thrive Thursday that will be coming, and as well excited for all of the new adventures that we are all embarking on and embracing at this time, as well as, oh my goodness, the amazing power that comes with reclaiming your power over yourself, to be able to bounce back on your own, right? To be able to have control over you such that things outside of you don't knock you over for good, don't knock you down and keep you down, right? That instead, and that they don't even keep you down very long, that you just get better. And that's this balance. Again, keep bringing that balance, being flexible, bringing that balance. So with that, goddess, thank you for joining me today. And when you are ready to dive deeper into understanding where you are in your journey, where your power is, and what you can do to reclaim that and get unstuck, I am here for you. You can book a session at iamempowered.as.me. That link is down below in the description. And be sure to stay tuned. As I said, again, so many changes are underway in all of our lives, mine very much so. And there is so much more coming. I cannot wait to introduce you to the new space that I'm creating that will be my Zen Den, kind of like what I have here in this room. And that's to come anyway. So super excited about that. With that, dear goddess, thank you so much. And I'm here to remind you that the power to bounce right back, the power to have balance within yourself, that power is in your hands, because that power has always been inside you. Namaste.